What's going on, guys? Welcome to week 3 of UH7 Fantasy Football Power Rankings. This week we got Malik Neighbors on the cover because he went off the past 2 weeks and he plays tonight. So let's see what he's got for us. He looks pretty good, pretty solid. He makes Daniel Jones look pretty good, and it's a good rookie to watch. He's entertaining. So let's get right into the rankings. A few of you guys took a little long to submit these rankings, I'm not going to lie. But hey, we powered through. We're recording the episode right now. It's 7:45. Game time in about 30 minutes. The fellas are coming over. I'm going to try to get this video recorded and out for y'all. So let's get it started, man. At 12, we got Pray For Me, Nate Caminoli. I don't really have much to say about this. Nate, your team just isn't very good. I'm not going to lie to you. You're the only person that didn't put yourself here at 12. So that should tell you something. Coming in at number 11, moving down one spot from last week where he previously was ranked at number 10, we got All N, Garrett. Jonathan Taylor had a great week for you this week, and so did Kyron Williams and Josh Allen. But you're going to be relying on those three guys mainly the entire season, and I don't really know if that's the best thing in the world. Your team's a little top-heavy, I would say. But if you make the right trades, make the right moves, I feel like, your team could go up in the power rankings if you figure out your Tank Dell situation. Good luck to you, Garrett. At number 10, we've got The Process, which is Aiden Good. That's going down 3 spots from last week where he was ranked 7th. You finally had your Jamar Chase week. I think that he's going to stay pretty consistently good for the rest of the season. I know you don't think so. But you're ranked pretty low probably because of your running back situation. It's not the greatest, and your team could use a little bit of improvement as a whole. Coming in at number 9, we got Niners QB room, where he's going up 2 spots, where he previously was ranked 11th. Stevie, this is a great week for you. Big week from Derrick Henry, and you got A.J. Brown coming back in week 4 for you. So I feel like you might honestly rise above Aiden Good when it comes to these power rankings. But I guess we'll never know until next week for the power rankings. But we will see what the rest of the season holds for you. And Jaden Daniels and Derrick Henry look very consistent for you. But I also would say I feel like you should sell high on Derrick Henry and try to get depth for the rest of your team. That's just my opinion. But congrats, Stevie. I'm moving up too. Coming in at number 8, we got Auto Drafts Roll Out, which is Sheree. This is the same spot that you were in last week. That's because your team hasn't changed at all since draft. It's kind of hard to really move you up and down, considering your team stays very consistent throughout every single week. So, I got Joe Burrow on here. I thought that was a pretty cool picture. So yeah. Coming in at number 7, going up 2 spots from last week, Marvin's Room, which is me, Austin. I feel like I'm just going to keep going up and up. I've said this since the beginning, where I was ranked 12th in week 1 for the power rankings. So yeah, I'm here to prove you guys wrong, to be honest with you. I feel like my team, when it's fully healthy, is top 5 debatably, maybe 6. So I see myself going up a little bit, So yeah. Coming in at number 6, moving 2 spots down from last week, we got Easy Pickens, which is George. I understand that you lost. I don't understand that you went down so much. I don't really see why you went down 2 spots in the power rankings. I still see your team as one of the top teams. But you get Kanon back hopefully soon, and maybe you'll go back up in the power rankings. Who knows? You had a rough week. You played Smays. You almost pulled out the W. But unfortunately, that Brenton Strange touchdown really killed you at the end there. So, sorry, George. Coming in at number 5, we have Free Zoogles, Mr. Ramey, moving into the top 5 for the first time after being ranked number 6 last week. And he can thank Malik Neighbors for this, to be honest with you. Malik Neighbors going off for Mr. Ramey has made his team so much better than it looked in week 1. And it's kind of looking up for you, Mr. Ramey. If you started Dallas Goedert last week, you would have had, 20 more points than you had against Garrett, and the game would not have been close at all. But you know, you were smart and you started Brock Bowers. And honestly, if I'm you, I'm just sticking with my fandom the rest of the season. Because the one time you didn't start him, he went off on your bench. And if I was in your shoes and I did the same thing you did, and somebody from my favorite team went off on my bench after I didn't start him, well, I'd start him every single game for the rest of the season. So, just throwing that out there. Coming in at number 4, Jake Moody McCarthy, Nathan Donnelly. You've stayed put here from week 2. You're looking to pick up some wins in the upcoming weeks. Maybe move up from 4, but I kind of see you staying at 4. Your team is really good, but you don't have Christian McCaffrey, and that's like a big question mark. So I wonder what you're going to do if he's out for the season. But I'm also curious to see what your team looks like with Christian McCaffrey, because you're putting up a lot of points as it is, and you're winning a lot of games as it is, and you don't even have your number 1 pick. So at number 3, we got Vegas Gamblers, where he was last week. Another great performance from Chris Godwin. Still, I think he's wide receiver 1 or 2 at this time. I don't really know which one he is. But I know that he's high in the rankings. And I see you staying here kind of. I don't really see you going up or down. I feel like top 3. Maybe you'll go to 5. I think you'll end the year at like 5. Your team is really good all around. And yeah, keep going, man. Coming in at number 2, which to me was kind of a surprise. Moving down 1 spot from the number 1 spot last week, Clint Flickers, Smays. Oh, Smays, Unk, man. What happened? I personally don't know how you went down in the power rankings. You won your matchup. Your team didn't have the greatest of weeks, but, like, your team is still a god squad. Like, let's not look past this, guys. I understand. He barely won, but his team is still a god squad, and these are power rankings, not weekly rankings. So, I don't know. Just something to think about. I feel like with these rankings sometimes some people are, some teams are being looked at as how they performed from that week. You kind of have to look at everybody's team as a whole, even their injured players, moving forward, because it's power rankings for the rest of the year, and they're essentially predictions of what we're going to think everybody's going to end up as, just as the weeks progress. I don't know, just a thought, And then at the number 1 spot, we got Mr. James Derrick himself, Let James Cook, moving up from number 2 last week because of Rashee Rice. The ascension of Rashee Rice is actually insane. He's got probably the best possible position to be in if you're a rookie receiver, and Patrick Mahomes is just feeding him the ball, and he's a stud. So I see him probably averaging 20 plus the rest of the season. I think he's wide receiver 2, if not 1 now. So congratulations, James, for taking the number 1 spot. And that's going to do it for this week's power rankings. I don't know. Garrett, you didn't fill out the form, so maybe these could have been affected a little bit. Maybe not. Who knows? They were pretty close. So we'll see what the power rankings look like in week 4. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.